Hey, everybody. Good.
Hi. Hi, Jen. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Nika. Oh my gosh, look, we're wearing the same thing. How did that happen?
Yeah, it's so good. They really look the perfect match.
Yep, we are the perfect match in every way. Okay, you guys, hi, Diane in Sacramento and Christine in Colorado. Someone said hello to us, but I don't know who it is. Make sure you click permissions above this video. There's like a little thing. It's like a StreamYard link, and it'll give, it's supposed to give permissions for us to see who you are. So Magdalene, hello. Awesome. Yes, today is the day. But before we get into it, real quick, um, wanted to let you know that again, like we have been doing all week, we are going to be giving two Amazon gift cards, two $25 Amazon gift cards to the most engaged people in our chat, because it's all about the conversation. And when you engage with us, it's just energy exchange. It makes us feel better. And also it is just more fun. So please engage with us. The other thing is, if you're new around here, I'm Jen Lehner. I am a digital marketing strategist, a systems strategist. I'm the founder of the Front Row CEO framework and system. And all week we have been talking about how to hire and train your perfect match virtual assistant. And I've been telling you about our program, frontrowceo.com, that is now open for enrollment. That closes soon. And so we thought it would be a great idea for you to actually see behind the curtain, like, what does it really look like to work with a virtual assistant? How could that look in your business? And I thought no better way than to bring the queen herself on to the show, Nika Soriano, right here. And we're gonna ask her a lot of questions. This is not like a slide deck. We do have a couple of little things we're gonna pull out to show you, but we mostly just want to have a conversation. So I'm gonna kick it off, but you guys, like, ask your questions as well. I'll throw them up on the screen. So let's just let Nika take it away. So Nika, my first question for you is not really a question. What I'd like for you to do is to just start us off by telling us about your journey as a virtual assistant.
Okay. Hi, Jen. Hi, everybody. So I think it's been a while since I joined the live stream. So, hi. So, to those who don't know me, my name is Janica Soriano, but I think you all know me as Nika, which I also prefer that. That's my nickname. And I'm a virtual assistant from Davao City, Philippines. So, that's the southern part of the Philippines. And my journey when I graduated college, I started working in an outsourcing company. And just like most jobs in the Philippines, I work Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the salary wasn't that great. I have to admit, I think I was earning around $200 per month. And it was okay for me in the beginning. But I'm really like living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm still asking my parents for money even though I'm working. So it came to a point that I wasn't really happy anymore. I was burned out, and I just decided that I can work online and work in the comfort of my home. So that's when I looked for job postings, and then I saw Jen's job posting, and then I applied, and here comes the interview. And luckily, I was, hired. I think hired on the spot. So, and that begins and that starts the all the good and all the magical things that happen in my life. So that's how it goes.
What year was that, Nika, when you interviewed for me?
I applied around December of 2015 and started working January of 2016. So it's been almost 7 years now, Jen.
Yeah, I cannot even believe it. All right, so I think people want to understand, like, what do you actually do in this business?
Okay, so I work as an executive virtual assistant. So I handle all, like, most general admin tasks. So in the beginning, I was, handling all Jen's Facebook groups, manage your website, and creating newsletter. But then, as we get, as I grow in the business, in our business, I also help you with big launches and help you like create new stuff. Also with the trainings, and I became like a people centered. Like I also help you go live stream and with all the content, and it's just everything. And I really like how I grew into someone who also helps the business. Like I really feel that I was a partner of Jen in this business, and like thinking of new things to help Jen Learner Media with all the new stuff that we offer to our clients.
So I know a lot of people are like, well, that's great for Jen and Nika, but like I've been down this road before and I just don't think there's that many Nikas out there. And what I want to ask you is, did you know how to do all this cool stuff? Were you an expert in all this software that you used when you started almost 7 years ago?
No, I there are a lot of things that I don't know. Like for example, we got Kajabi now, and I have no clue. I am familiar with other softwares like Kajabi, but not with Kajabi. So Jen is very much willing to pay for a course so I could learn it myself, and of course Google is there, and I can also do my own research. So I just did like a couple of days learning it, and also Jen guiding me, and then YouTube. So it's really like you do it yourself and just practice and practice as you get the hang of the software.
Yeah, because here the thing is, like, what I really try to stress to people is like, I do not know how to use deadline funnels. Deadline funnels is an important piece in our launch, which we'll talk about later. But it's one it's a technical tool. It's a piece of software, and I didn't want to learn it, so I was like, Nika, like I think this. So she helped me research the software. We found the software, and then it was like, okay, can you learn this software and then like deploy it in our business? And most platforms already have tutorials, like either on their website or on YouTube or whatever. So like there's no shortage of good information out there, so you don't have to teach someone how to do something that you don't know how to do. I mean, it's good that you're familiar. Like I needed to know what deadline funnels did. I needed to know how to have an expectation, like what is the expectation from this piece of software. But like you ran with it, and there's a dozen other things since then that I could give an example of. One, there's a software we're working with right now. It's pretty complicated, that we're using in our launch, and you continue to have to teach me the things that I need to do in that software. So I just think that's like really important place, an important place to really put an exclamation point in the conversation, is that all this stuff that you do, I really did not teach you. I had some good initial systems set up, and together we perfected them, I would say, over the years. Um,
Yeah. So
and
you, the CEOs, don't need, like, we have to emphasize, you don't need to learn it. So you can pass that on to your VA. So like for example, with Deadline Funnel, I learned Deadline Funnel. I created a video on how to use it. So if it's in our team Trello board, so for other team members and for Jen to check on how to use it. And I also created like a step-by-step Google Doc. So that's how our process goes in like our system whenever we learn something. So you you don't have to worry like I have to learn this first before I give this to my VA. No, that's not the case here, because we have those systems in place and for you to share with your team members.
I love that. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, that's important thing. That's an important component of what we teach in Front Row CEO, is that, so what Nika's, if you didn't catch that, she learned how to do it, but then she documented what she was doing. She made a checklist, and then she made like even like screenshots with arrows pointing with like click here, then this, then that. So if for whatever reason, because life happens. And if someone else, like, we quickly need to hand that over to someone else, or we just want to hand that over to someone else because Nika is done with that task and she's tackling other things, we hand it to another VA. There's not a lot of training involved because the person just needs to go and look at the existing system. So that works like magic. The other thing that I want to point out is what Nika said. I want to highlight another thing that you said. You said, "Oh, and I do this and I do this, and then I create other things like products," and that is a huge thing. Okay, so do I have a picture of the? Well, you guys, you got. No, let me just stick it up on. If you don't already have this gorgeous ebook, um, I'm looking for it in the banners. Hold on a minute. Here it is. If you don't already have the workbook that goes along with this workshop, make sure you get it. That workbook, ebook really is something like 56 gorgeous pages. Okay. Thanks, Nika. Thanks for throwing that out there. So this is 56 gorgeous pages of true value stuff. How did that come to be? Her, her, her. There, I can't. I really don't. It's whatever. Uh, um, yeah, and so but that she didn't compose it from scratch. It was a compilation. It was from our webinar. It was from other worksheets and other activities, and all of that was put together in this beautiful thing. That is so I did the webinar, but then it became this thing, right? And oh gosh, there's so many examples of like lead magnets. And actually, let's talk about this. So um, in for those of you who heard me roll out Front Row CEO, the program, and all that is included, you heard that we have a bonus in there that is that my team is going to train your new virtual assistant through a program called Front Row VA. Okay, a supplement to Front Row CEO, and also live office hours with my team, with Nika spearheading that. Well, guess where that idea came from? Several launches ago, that came from Nika. And now she has increased the value of that program exponentially because people come to join this program just so they can get access to that. And the only people who do get access to that are people who have been through Front Row CEO. And even if when we don't offer it as a bonus, we offer it at the end of the program as an upsell. So it has increased the value of our program exponentially. Because think about it, like if your VA has a technical issue, has a concern or a worry that they might not want to bother you with, or just they might feel uncomfortable talking to you about, they can go straight to Nika and my team, and so that's huge. What else? Okay, so I made a long list of a lot of the things that you do in our business. So I'm just going to rattle them off, and you tell me, Nika, if I miss anything. Okay. So all of our emails, meaning in our CRM, our customer resource management tool, or no, our email service provider. It's more of an email service provider, ClickFunnels. So all of sort of the mass emails that go out, like your weekly, a weekly email, or promotional stuff, all of that. Then also even our business Gmail account. So uh, responding to people, not on my behalf. I mean, not pretending to be me. She's always replying as herself, but on my behalf. Also, she'll go in there and delete all the things that don't need to be there. She'll just deal with everything that she can deal with, which is like 95% of what's in there. She creates our graphics. She does everything involving our website. She does most of our customer service. Creates all of our landing pages, uses tools like Deadline Funnel that we just mentioned. She creates all of our slick automations that are so cool, and she connects all that stuff in Zapier. We don't use our chatbot, our ManyChat chatbot that much, but we because that's a whole other topic, but because things, but she does a bit of our chatbot. She does all of our SMS messaging. So those of you who have signed up for alerts, to be reminded about stuff. That's through an app that we use called ClickSend. I have no idea. I wouldn't even know what their logo looked like. I don't have to touch it. I don't know anything about it. Nika is in charge of all of it, and that's how you get those reminders. She replies to comments across all platforms, and she does that either as herself, her personal avatar, or she does it on behalf of the business. So, like on your business page on Facebook and and your business page on Facebook, and then your business in any Facebook groups that you have, she is responding as the business. So it's still like your business avatar, right? It's your company. It's your company responding. Um, Failed payments. One of the great reasons to have a virtual assistant is like you don't really want to have conversations with your clients about money stuff, right? It's like, ugh, your virtual assistant handles all that stuff for you, chasing down missed payments, credit card fails, that sort of thing. And then if someone like we have a membership site, so if someone cancels their membership, there are several things that need to happen after that, right? Like there's certain tags that will be applied to that person. A lot of that happens automatically, but then there are manual things that need to do, like removing people from certain products or from a Facebook group. Exit interviews. So I do I do these and Nika does these, but it's a really great idea that if you have a program with a beginning and an end, that you try to get exit interviews with everybody who participated. And we do this we always do this religiously in our Front Row CEO program because it helps us make it better. And it also helps us get all those fabulous testimonials that you see. And in fact, if you haven't seen those fantastic testimonials, if you'll throw that link up there for us, Nika, so people can see these case studies. But we line everybody up. They're like 15-minute calls. Nika sends out a scheduling link. They book with us, and she'll take some and I'll take some. And we ask everybody the same questions. What was your favorite thing about the program? If someone was on the fence about joining this program, what would you say to them? And this is on video. And then we say, what's the third one? What would you do to improve this program, right? I think those are the three questions. And so this is so great because on the front end, and then we ask for their permission to use that as a testimonial. So on the front end, you're getting these great endorsements of your program on video. And then the end, they're giving you suggestions, and you cut that part off. So then you edit that part. You keep that for your files. You make those improvements. And then you have all those great testimonials. But Nika interviews, she's front facing, like she's interviewing because they all know her, because guess what else? She's also in the program. Like she's actually delivering service. Your virtual assistant can actually be, you can actually share the workload of as being a service provider with your virtual assistant. Now, if you're a psychologist, then obviously your virtual assistant isn't going to see clients. But thinking along the lines of the examples that I've given you, your VA can do that sort of stuff. Anniversaries. So what don't you think, like, aren't you always thinking like, oh, I wish I could thank my people. I wish I could just show them more often how much I really appreciate my customers. That's a job in and of itself. Well, Nika keeps all of that rolling for us. She keeps track of when our members have anniversaries, when someone has a death in the family, things like that. She keeps on top of that so that we can communicate whatever message needs to be communicated to show the people that we care and that we're paying attention. Let's see. She even set up an automated bot so that when it's somebody's anniversary, they get a message, a messenger that says, "Yay, it's your anniversary. Choose which of these three things you would like as our appreciation gift." And one is like a hoodie, and then there's like a mug, and then depending on their level of anniversary, so if they've been with us for several years, they can book a 1 hour or 45-minute one-on-one strategy call with me. Reporting. I want to show this. So any kind of reporting that we need, like the other day it was like, Nika, do we have a I feel like I'm always throwing these reports out at you, but oh, I know one. It was like, do we have a comparison of every day of our launch, the sales that we got every day of the launch, every time we've ever launched? And, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes later, there was this beautiful spreadsheet that showed every single launch, every day of the launch, day one, day two, day three, cart close, so that as we go through the launch, we could see exactly where we are. Are we doing well? Are we not doing well? So that was amazing. And there's so many other examples like that. Um, we talked about the assets that you create. Scheduling events. So LinkedIn allows you to schedule events now, right? Facebook, of course, has let you schedule events, but there's a lot more than just scheduling the event. You need the thumbnail. You need to have like appropriate links. You need to get the conversation started underneath that. And then you need to invite people to the event. Nika does all of that. Scheduling live streams. We need thumbnails for that as well. And all the information and the bullet points and all of that. Newsletter. Okay, so we have another virtual assistant who does our newsletters, all of our Pinterest, Google Analytics, Google My Business, all of our systems, the flash briefing that I do every morning. So on Amazon Alexa, if you subscribe, every morning I do a news flash that is like the news and online marketing and business. It's like 3 or 4 minutes long. And every single morning I record it and it gets published. Well, all I do is show up and I pull up the document that this virtual assistant has created for me that has all the news on it. And guess what? She's in the future. She's in the Philippines. It's the freshest news on the planet. Here's an example. What work can you give to your virtual assistant that can be done while you sleep? So, boy, what an edge that gives me. There's no other marketer that is going to have the news as fresh as I do because of this. So I wake up, bam, I see the news, and I grab my microphone and I hit record, and that's it. She uploads it, it gets scheduled, and you hear it on your Alexa. What else? We have a virtual assistant who just does our video editing and manages our YouTube channel. So, what did I leave off, Nika?
I think one of the things that I do also is the replays of our calls. Like
Yes.
I download it, I upload it, and then I create a post in our membership site. And then after that, I create an email to go out with a replay. So we do that like twice a month in our other membership site and also in other product. So that's like one of the recurring tasks that I do. And we also have like monthly trainings, and then there's also promotion that comes with
Oh
that.
God, yeah.
So we promote it a month in advance, 2 weeks. So we send out emails regarding with regards to our upcoming trainings. So that's one thing, and I think there's a lot of other things.
Oh, I would
But
never like when I see how much you do in our membership site, which is called Front Row VIP, frontrowvip.com. Um, I'm like, I don't know. I would never consider a membership site without having a virtual assistant because there's just too much work if you're going to do it well. Because yes, like after we have those membership calls, like there's show notes, there's timestamps, there's everybody wants the replay. They want it right away, all of that. Nika, we have, what about the accountability challenge? So in
right,
Front Row VIP, we have this cool thing, and I really think this is why we retain our members so well in this membership site and this is what if you are thinking of a membership site, you need to be thinking this way too, because you know how they say people join for the content, but they stay for the community. So what can you create in your community that blows every other community away? And what we decided to do was we created this accountability challenge. Nika runs the whole thing, but basically we've made it super doable for the members of our community. We do it in the fall and we do it in the spring. And they set a 4-week goal and they get points not for completing whatever they put on their list of things they wanted to get done, but for simply checking in on Friday and on Sunday. We call them basking and tasking days. And then Nika has this fancy spreadsheet and where she keeps track of everybody's scores and cheers everybody on, and people get so much accomplished. Again, she has added so much value to this, and she does 100%. I show up on the kickoff day and do a fun rah rah webinar. I show up at the end and do a rah rah like graduation or whatever celebration at the end. We pick a winning team. Those people have connected with each other and have stayed friends and have built their own networks just from being on those teams. It's like incredible. And in fact, if you're interested in doing your own accountability challenge, I believe we have that as a blog post or a podcast episode that has like the document that we use and everything. All right, we have some good questions here. So I heard on your Front Row CEO podcast you talking about how great it is to have a VA doing your payment calls. Yes, thank you. Shonda says, should I expect my new VAs to have a certain level of technical, graphic design, customer service experience from the very beginning? Absolutely. You should expect to have whatever it is net. You should expect a VA to have certain skills that are absolutely necessary. But what we show you in the program is um, how we show you how to test for, because you're going to test them through the process before you ever hire them. There are these little micro semi-automated test tasks that you're going to have them do, which is going to help you test certain technical skills that you're looking for. Okay. The same with graphic design, any kind of like techie stuff. And then for customer service experience, you can absolutely list that as like, that's in your job posting. Like, I'm looking for this kind of experience. And then, and what I like about what you've given here is that it's kind of general, right? Like, you're not saying that the person has to know how to use ClickFunnels, because here's the thing. Now, I did list in my initial job posting with Nika, I did list like all the software I use in my business. But what I understood, thank goodness, was that like I knew Nika wasn't going to know how to use Kajabi, because she probably had never heard. Had you ever heard of Kajabi before? No,
No.
because Kajabi is like, yes, there's like 20,000 people or something that use Kajabi, but out in the, mainstream world, it's just not that known. But she did know how to use other things like, I don't know, what did you know? Teachable, Thinkific,
Uh-huh.
right?
And
And so
no.
they all, there's a,
Yes.
like, if you know how to do one, you can assume that someone is going to be able to figure out the other. So that's something to keep in mind. And then what we talk a lot about are the soft skills that, Nika had an interest in this kind of stuff, and Nika had a certain kind of like enthusiasm, right? And that's the kind of thing that we also show you how to look for in the process. So that's a great question. Um, so you can expect a certain level of skill, but it doesn't have to be super duper specific on something. What do you use to make your documents when you learn how to use a new software?
What do you
I'll let you
use
answer that.
yeah, what do you use to make your documents when you learn how to use new software? So when I learn a new software, I use Loom. I use Loom to record how to use it, and then when I do the screenshots, I just use a tool called Lightshot, and then do the screenshots from there, and then paste it on a Google document. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. I also create checklists inside the Google Doc.
Yes. We love Google tools around here. We use a lot of Google tools. How often do you have meetings? Um, I'm trying to show that. It won't come. It's not coming up. I'm trying to put this comment on the screen. Well, anyway, the question is, how often do you have meetings, and is Nika full time now? We have meetings a minimum of once a week as a team. So that's every Tuesday morning at 9:30, and then um, Nika and I, like in this launch, we're pretty much on Zoom all day working beside each other. We might not be talking to each other, but we're like
Mhm.
we're yeah. And then also, even if we're not in a launch, if we're um we might need to spend a couple of hours sort of workshopping together. But I love it. It's not like I'm teaching or training. It's just more like we're
Brainstorm.
brainstorming together. Kat says, love. I don't, they're not, none of my, when I try to hit these and sit them on the screen, They're not
Yeah,
coming on the screen. Did you do that or did I do that?
I did it.
I wonder why mine's not working. But anyway, Kat says she loves her two part-time perfect match VAs. Kat did Front Row CEO.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad for you, Kat. Um, so Joanna says, so start with outside training for certain tools, but then you create your own internal training system. Yeah, I mean, like if someone doesn't know how to do something, go out, find the training, um, and then however it is that you're going to implement those tools, your own internal system should be created. Very well said. Um, and then Michelle said, I love this. My vision for my team is this. And yes, there are Nikas out there. I found mine. Oh, Michelle, I'm so happy for you. And that's exactly right. Like people are always like, yeah, I want a Nika. I want a Nika. But then I also get so many emails, right, Nika? And so many people will tag us and be like, we found our Nika. His name is Neek. That's actually true. One of our CEOs hired a lot. There are a lot of male VAs, and they've been together for a couple of years now. And his name is Neek. Um, I should expect my okay. Let's see here. Question for Nika. This is a good one. What is the best way to recognize our VA aside from a raise, of course?
Okay, so I'm so lucky that Jen is very, appreciative of me. And then I really appreciate it when the little things, like, for example, she knows that it's my birthday. So I receive a very beautiful cake and flowers from Jen. And also, like, like events in the family. So when even though my sister was hospitalized, so she planned to give like flowers in the hospital. So it's I am very like touched, and like I just know Jen got my back, and she really appreciate every little things, like small things, big things that I do for our business. And yeah, those things. You can
And
do that. Mhm.
we have a program. We have a whole section in Front
Mhm.
Row CEO that is all about making magic with your VA day to day because that's such a huge part. Like, yet we also have like so in that section there's links to all these websites where you could send flowers and cakes and Sephora in Asia and there's the equivalent of sort of like Amazon over there because you can't just Amazon from here to get it there. And so you have to be a little bit crafty in how you do it. And there's that, but then there's also like in my team, like if we do really well in this launch, I'm going to give everybody a nice big bonus, right? I don't necessarily have to announce what that bonus is going to be. They might just be surprised, but like this is what we try to teach in the program is like if you do well, your VA should do well. So they're incremental raises, but then bonuses, profit sharing. You could set up like, hey, if we do this, you're going to get X% or you're going to get this bonus, whatever. That's a great way, look, cash is king. What else? And just like I've always shouted Nika out, and I see our other CEOs do this because they tag me. So they'll be like, happy anniversary, happy birthday. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so grateful for you. And they do it publicly with a picture of their VA. And then they'll tag me. So I see all these and I'm like, yay. Like that's the culture we want to create. Let's see. Uh, Yes, Christine, isn't that funny what a coincidence that is that we ended up with matching tops? Um, okay, when turning over your email, how do you explain how you want it done besides using Loom? What specifically can you share so that they understand what you want? So we have a whole training on that, Candace. It's pretty detailed. We show you like there's so many cool tools that you can use inside email that it's hard for me to explain right here, but um essentially I'm just going to leave it there because I'm going to end up going down a rabbit hole. And we might even have something on YouTube. Do we have anything on YouTube about that? I think we do. I think we
Managing
have
our inbox.
an email, like how to work inside your email with a virtual assistant. I'm almost certain we have a YouTube video on that. Kat says the test week is a game changer. It's everything. Honestly, it really is in terms of finding your perfect match VA. Um, what is the best way to start with one person who will wear many hats and then plan? Oh, and don't let, we're going to show your video. Let's answer these questions and I want to show your video. Okay.
Sure.
What is the best way to start with one person who will wear many hats and then plan for the business to grow and then build that person to lead in a more specific role? What is the best way to start with one person who will wear many hats and then plan for, okay. Okay. So what we recommend and show you how to do in Front Row CEO is to um, start with one general virtual assistant, just like you said, who you're going to grow with and who can wear many hats. But then the next thing that you want to do so that that person can continue to grow, because again, like any of us, if they're strapped for time and then they're inundated with too many tasks, then they are also going to hit some sort of ceiling. I mean, it's not like we're all just human. And so the next step is then to show your virtual assistant, not show them, give them access to the program. We welcome that. You don't pay extra for that. You just give them the link and say, log into this program. I want you to watch the whole thing, every video. And then at the end of that, they're going to know how to hire and the next person. So they actually can deploy the framework to then, and this is exactly what we've done in our own business. Okay. So Nika, when it's time for us to add new people to the team, Nika is the one that does that. She posts the ad. She does all the screening. All of it. She gives them the test tasks. She screens. She does everything. She shows up for the first set of interviews, and if I need to show up for another interview, I do. And so that is really the magic, because you only want to do it once, and after that, you want to be done with it. I see a time zone question. We're going to get to that for sure. So Shirley says, so you put together your staff induction and map out a training plan for the first month or two. Um, well, what we do is we have a very systemized onboarding process. And so when they join us, the first thing that they're going to see is a welcome video. And then it will say, then after they watch the video, it will say like, tag Nika after you watch this. Then we know that they're done. Then the next thing will be like, start here. And it will be the first things they need to do. And again, we don't have to be there for that. They can work through all of that on their own. So that's sort of onboarding. That training, the trial week is also automated in a similar fashion. And what's beautiful is we can multiply that. We can duplicate it or triplicate it or quadruplicate it if we need to run that many people through a trial week, and it's no extra work on it for us. I don't know if that makes sense. That's right, for sure. Life is all about people. Learning to appreciate team members goes a long way. How
True.
do you handle the time difference? Isn't it pretty late in the Philippines? Yes, it is. What time is it where you are right now, Nico?
Okay, so it's 12:38 a.m. And with regards to the time difference, there's usually three scenarios for that. So first is the client needs you to work during your working hours. So that's usually my case, and I also like working with the U.S. time zone. So I'm very night owl. So that's the first one, and the second one, the client and the VA only requires you for a few hours. So there's a bit of overlap. And you'll also post that in your job posting. And then the third one is the client doesn't care when the VA works. So as long as the job gets done. So that's our thing with the time difference.
But Nika, people have a hard time. People, you know how we always hear this in our program, that people have a hard time asking. They feel like if they ask a virtual assistant to work during their time zone, like in the wee hours of the morning, that they just feel really badly about it.
No, I mean, because we in the Philippines, there are a lot of VAs who are used to work during the night, and they also prefer it. And a lot of us have experience with working in a BPO industry.
Call
So
center. Yep.
yeah, call center, and it's it's really a thing here in the Philippines. So if the VA will is not okay working during the night hours, so they will state it, and you will also have that in the start of your job posting. If you will require them, then you have to state that, and then there's like a match there. I don't want to spill, but we do have like a Google spreadsheet that will help you eliminate people who will not qualify for the time zone that you require them to work.
Yeah. So let us know if you have any more questions about that. Diane says, this is for you, Nika. Do you think your college background and major is what did you major in anyway?
I majored in information technology, IT.
Okay, well that worked out well for us. Um, do you
Yeah.
think your college background major is vital to your eventual success? Should we consider people without college?
Okay, so my answer with that would be a yes and a no. So let me first answer in my experience. So I majored in Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. So I would say that I'm really techie, but I don't love the coding, but I understand it. So when we have like a problem in our website, I understand a little bit of it, and then we have like also a programmer that helps us do it, and it really helped me like with the automation. It's easy, it's a bit easier for me to understand because I do have that background. But I would like to share a story with my teammate. She has an experience working in a education background, and she's very like, she's not techie at all. So she's been working 15 years in a university, I think, or in a high school, so but then she's very much willing to learn, and as long as I give all my Loom videos, all the tutorials, and all the systems that we've got, the checklist and the Google Doc with all the screenshot, she she aced it. So she's very much willing, and also it's not because she doesn't have the background at all, but then as long as you've got your materials ready, then your VA can definitely execute it.
Yeah, and we show you how to have those materials ready. And also, guess what? This is what a lot of people don't realize. When you, especially using our screening system, most of the people who are you are going to interview, they do have bachelor's degrees and they do speak fluent English. I mean, they might not have degrees in IT, but gosh, and they even a lot of people end up having like advanced degrees, master's degrees, master in business. We've had a pharmacist. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And so our other teammate that she's referring to, yeah, she had zero background in the digital world. She was working in a physical school where she worked for 15 years and as an administrator. And I mean, like Nika says, she aces everything. She is amazing. Because again, we talk about the soft and the hard skills, and she had all the soft skills. She was like super determined. She had a great work ethic. I'm talking about her like past tense. She has a great work ethic. Um, Super ambitious and like a lot of grit and hustle and just wonderful and reliable and wonderful. So um let's see here. Candace says to Shonda, you will love this program and it will change your life and business. Thank you, Candace. Okay. Oh, and then so Magdalene is in Kenya right now. So she says, so many owls in this industry. She's an online business manager, so she can relate to that. Um, my VA loved to meet Nika and felt confident knowing that I wanted to build a relationship with her like Nika has with Jen. And also, though, I want everybody to be reasonable with their expectations. This didn't happen overnight. I think, Nika, well, first of all, she's very young now and she was 7 years younger. And so, with that is, I don't want to say well, you probably weren't as confident as you are right now, and you were quiet and it wasn't like we were chatting every day. It takes time. But we show you how to develop that relationship because you could go years and never uh and never get to this point. So we definitely want you to get to this point, but it did not happen overnight. Um, I may have missed this, but is there a preferred number of hours VAs prefer to work in their contracts? So what we talk about in Front Row CEO is that this just is going to make good sense to you, right? It's just logic. If you can guarantee a virtual assistant um, a certain number of hours that they can count on every week, you are more likely to keep that virtual assistant for a very long time. But if you get flaky and you're like 5 hours one week, 11 hours the next week, 20 hours, no one, they need to be able to plan their schedule, understand what their income is going to be, and so forth. So we encourage people, because it is so affordable, that even the smallest of entrepreneurs, and by smallest, I mean small businesses, can afford 40 hours a week. You really can afford 40 hours a week. And so I want people to get to that place as soon as they can. Now there are a lot of VAs that will tell you in the beginning they only want a part-time job. They only want whatever. But even in that case, if they say they want part-time, and you define what part-time is, and they say part-time is 20 hours, what's more important than the number of hours is the consistency that you promise them and you show up for week after week. And that's the place where you want to get, because I mean, just like you and I mean, every virtual assistant is going to be different and have different needs. The hours, the actual time they want to work, like on the clock, and then the quantity of hours that they want to work. And so funny that Jen didn't know. There's a lot that I don't know. Oh, her major? Yeah, I know. I can't believe I didn't know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
either.
yeah. I mean, I think maybe you just forgot about it.
Well, I do forget a lot. I will say that. Um, let's see here. Uh, like Kat, I have two VAs in the Philippines, and the time difference is not a problem. Um, And thank you, Fabiana. Good to see you. And you know what I love is that so Fabiana was in Front Row CEO. She's taken the course, and she is a brilliant composer, and she's in the music industry, and and we just have the coolest people in this program. I just feel so lucky. I mean, every kind of business and professional you could think of. We have people in the manufacturing business. We have realtors. We have artists and service providers, lawyers. We have physicians. We have, because you might be like, well, how's a physician going to use a virtual assistant? Well, not, yeah, there's all the patient stuff and the HIPAA stuff, but there's a lot of work that can be done that is not confidential. And also there's a lot of personal help, right? Like a lot of people will hire virtual assistants as like personal assistants to do all sorts of things that need to be done, booking travel, booking rental cars, buying gifts, writing thank you cards, holiday cards, bereavement cards, all the things that you need in your personal life. How do you screen their long-term determination and personal skills, the soft skills? Well, that's what we talk about in the program. We go deep into that. Thank you very much for that, Fabiana. I really appreciate it. I will also say, so Shonda says I might be considering hiring someone in the United States. We also have help that is in the United States. And what I will say is that although this program does focus on the Philippines for a lot of reasons that just make good sense, the system will work for a virtual assistant anywhere. Like, it is a good idea to have a trial week with anyone anywhere. I mean, ultimately, the main difference here is that we're talking about affordability, the difference in rates, and we're also talking about some cultural differences that we address in the program. But the system itself will work with any virtual assistant anywhere. Thank you, Scarlett. Scarlett would say that because she is an image consultant and she helps people look their best and pick out the right clothes and all of that stuff. So it means especially a lot to me that you said you liked the synchronicity of our clothes. Will you talk a little bit more about your brand new VA leadership mentorship program? Yes, and I'll say a few words, and then I'm going to ask Nika about that. So this actually isn't brand new. We've done this for a little while now, And but it's the first time. This is the first time we've offered it this bonus. And so what what this is first of all, everyone who joins Front Row CEO is going to get a program called Front Row VA, which keeps everybody on the same page. There's technical trainings in there, but there's other trainings in there, like how to anticipate your needs, how to communicate effectively, how to handle, the tough times, and lots of other stuff. So they get access to that program. Then, in addition to that, they get access to the leadership mentorship program. Is live office hours with our team, and so they get to come with anything that they need help with to my team. And so Nika, can you talk to that, like what that looks like and maybe some of the questions that you get?
Yeah. So once you hire your perfect match VA, they will be invited into this VA Leadership Academy. And this is a support group where they can post any questions that they've got, technical or any other issues. And we also have like once a month calls and where they could submit their questions in advance. And then I'll answer it and submit. Post a replay with the timestamps, and also we've got impromptu trainings, and if they've got any requests for trainings that with certain software or tools, then I'll try to create that. And if I don't know, I will ask usually Jen to help me find something, and we'll find a training video, or we'll reach out to some expert to help us with this certain questions. And it's really just helping your VAs to up level your business. So usually I get questions in the group, usually technical. Most of the questions that I get is like, "Oh, Nika, I saw that you use this certain tool in your website. Can you tell me how to use it? Because I also want to implement it to our to our to our website, and I want to show it to our CEO that I got it from you, and I want to implement it because I see the benefit of this one." So I also get questions like personal questions that, "Hey Nika, I don't want to sound rude to my client. How do I approach her with certain things?" So I just help her, like, with my experience with Jen, how to handle situations like that. So technical, personal, anything that they want to ask, they post it in the group.
Okay. Yeah, and and listen how awesome this is. Okay. So, you can see what's happening here, right? Like, so I am basically leveraging Nika's amazing talents to add value to something that is not going to cost me one bit of time extra. Okay. But I've increased the value of what I'm doing exponentially. I want you to think, especially for all of you coaches out there, okay, and consultants, imagine being able to offer to them that they can work with your team on whatever, okay? Like whatever it is, you could say, my team can do this, or your team can do stuff now in house for them that you couldn't do before. So I know, like, who um a lot of people who do business coaching, for example. Well, one of the big challenges is that their clients need they just need really tangible things that they don't have yet: a website, a lead magnet, an opt-in that connects to their email service provider that then sends a nurture sequence. Like, these are just really basic fundamental things that every online business needs. And yet, if you're coaching someone to do those things, you hit a wall right from the beginning, because they're like looking at you like, okay, that sounds good. How do I do that? And then you are like, what are you left with? Well, you could send them a link to Front Row CEO. That would solve their problem. Or you could, if you have a team, you could charge extra and say, well, we can provide those services for you. Or you build it into your package price. So you could be thinking, like, how could you leverage the talents of your team looking down the road. Okay. So I'm curious about a few things, and everybody stay tuned till the end, because I'm going to show you this fantastic video that Nika made telling her story. She did this a while ago, but when we were prepping for this, I was like, wait, where's that video that you made? We have to show that. It's like her telling her story. and it's just really cool. Okay. I'm curious about a few things. You may have said this before, but I've missed some. Since at this moment I'm not ready to hire my second VA, but I've had my VA for over a month now, so we wouldn't be starting at the hiring process. How will that work? I need systems. And she can always use more training. So, well, the great thing about the program is that you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. So, if you join today, you are going to immediately have access to the program. So you'll go in and you will see the stuff that shows you before hiring. There's module 1 shows you how to prepare for the hire. The truth is you're going to love that section, even though you already have a VA, because you may have missed some of this before you hired, and you can do that now. Okay. It's all about systems creation. Then when you get to the hiring process, you know, the videos are only 5 minutes long. So I think you would enjoy just watching them anyway. So when you are ready to hire your next VA, you could see how your current VA could do that for you. And you could sort of see, okay, how, you know, you could see how we do that, because there's some really cool things in there. Or you could skip it. And then after that, it gets into the day-to-day management and systems and all of that. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. Christine says, because Christine is a photographer, and I can't, there it is. I can't put hers up on there. Can you put Christine's comment that says, I worried as a photographer?
Okay.
I worried as a photographer, as in-person service, that this wouldn't really apply to me, but I'm sure I could fill out the schedule for a full-time VA. You would be surprised. And that is one of the most common things we hear is like, I just don't think I have enough. And then, and what happens is, as soon as someone starts working with a VA and they hand over that, all those tasks that they don't want to ever do ever again, and then they see the free time that they have, suddenly they're like, well, I can hand this and I can hand over this. It's just, it really does sort of have a multiplier effect. So I have no doubt that that will be the case for you. And Kat says the CEO program is great, even if you're already working with a VA. The additional information about working together, trainings, tracking, troubleshooting, and more, plus the info to help you hire your next VA, will pay for itself over time. Thank you, Kat. You said it way better than I did. Candace says, I hired my VA from the US before finding Jen's program. As a small business, her way of hiring and screening and training is amazing. And you can find someone in the Philippines that will be able to help you launch. We're going to talk about launching in just a second. Don't get stuck here. You will be able to get so much with this program. Your dollar will go further and can provide you the opportunity to hire more than one person. Thank you for that, Candace. Thanks for the explanation of the VA leadership mentorship program. I really like that bonus. Thanks. That's great feedback. We always like to know what's landing. The more you hand over, the more you'll be ready to hand over. You'll be ready to hand over more. How are the hours held accountable? I wouldn't know how long it takes to do some tasks, so wouldn't know how to budget hours. Such a good question. In the beginning, we show you how there are these, there is software that allows your VA to keep track of their time. And so you know exactly how long they're spending, and you also can designate tasks, right? So it'd be like, you know, social media, invoicing, like whatever the tasks are. And then your VA clocks into each of those tasks, and there's a timer that keeps track of their time. And we show you how to use that. And then what we say is, and it is good to know how long a task takes. So a lot of times, like if you're going to give a big project, or not even a big project, but whatever the task, you can say first to the VA, how long do you think this will take you? And they will give you an answer. And they may estimate correctly, or they may, if they've never done it before, they really don't know, but they're going to give you an estimate. So you both sort of have an expectation at that point. Then the task gets done. Did it take that long? And whether it did or it didn't, you're going to now have an idea of how long it should take. And so this is going to help you sort of set your expectations as well. But as time goes by, you will get a little further away from that, because when you're really with your perfect match virtual assistant, you just don't have to track their time. You really just don't. You're going to get to a point where it's like, look, I'm paying you for 40 hours a week. You might work 35, you might work 42, but like, I'm going to pay you for that much because it is worth it for me to know that you're there if I need you. and it's affordable enough that you can actually do that, and you just don't have to have that, that gnawing feeling that you're getting taken advantage of, or they're trying to, pull a fast one on you by padding their hours. It doesn't happen. Not with our system. It just doesn't happen. I have never, I don't even know how many times. It's been several years that we've had this program. I've launched it multiple times, and I have never had a single person come back to me and say that someone was dishonest, or people have left for sure. People leave and or get let go, but like never has it ever been that, as far as I know, no one has ever brought that to our attention. So Joanna said, I only tracked hours during the trial week, but I meet with my VAs more often than Jen does. Yeah. So Joanna and I had a nice conversation yesterday on live stream. She's a former Front Row CEO, or she's a Front Row CEO, and she hired, very interesting. She hired two specialists. They're content specialists, and so they're writing blog posts for her and stuff. And so and creating content for her, and helping her with her online course and creating content for that. So she meets with them regularly and sort of talks her ideas to them, and then they create the content, which I think is so cool. This person wants to be removed from the group. Well, I don't know who you are, so and I'm so sorry that we are bothering you, but can you see who it is that said that? Please remove them from the group. You are removed, honey. Okay. I gave my VA a bonus one time because she completed a project way quicker than I had anticipated. I love it. That is the Front Row CEO way. Many people in a management role, especially a small business, are scared of letting go of things. It takes good management skills to do that. Yes. Well, actually, Shirley, that is a huge obstacle. We talk a lot about mindset for that very reason. But the thing is, what I think is so interesting is that entrepreneurs, like, I just feel like by nature, that is kind of part of us. Like, we want to do it. We want to do it right now, and we want to do it our way, and we know how we want it to get done. So the thought of trying, and also a lot of what we have in our business is just in our brain. And so we come in and we do it, but we don't know how to get it out of here and into the other person's brain. It's like, that's a huge hurdle for a lot of people. And that's one of the first things that we address in the program. Control issues. Yeah. We can call it what we want it, but like, I think we all can sort of nod our head and be like, yeah, yep, I agree with that. Kat wasn't afraid to let go, though. She said what helped me back at first was not having a clear system on how and what to hand off. Yes, also a thing. All right, so it looks like the questions have slowed down. So I'm going to show Nika's video. It's almost 5 minutes long. So I hope you'll stay with us. But if so hold on. Here we go, because I think it's worth it. Whoops. So the real quick backstory. So, and again, I'm showing this so you can see what is possible with your virtual assistant, is that when, we've been creating all these YouTube videos to help people learn how to hire a virtual assistant and be successful with a virtual team. And it was like, Nika, why don't you do a video and just share your perspective? And she was like, yeah, I can do that. And so that's why this was created. And it was one of our most popular videos. We got so much great feedback on this. Real quick, though, let me answer this question, because I don't want anybody to leave before I get the questions answered. Infinity Dawn says, I do not have time to do a lengthy hiring process. I need help like yesterday. What's the timeline you are suggesting to get someone onboarded? So I'm going to say, like, the fastest that you could do it with our system is that we know that you want to do a full trial week at the end. You could shorten that down to a trial week of 2 days, a trial couple of days, and shorten it. But I really like one full work week as a trial week. So you know that there's that. You got that at the back end, right? The first part, posting the job, doing the screening, doing the interview and all that, you could shrink that into as few days as possible, depending on how much you want to work. You could probably do from beginning to end in, let's say, 8 days. I mean, but that would be hard. Here's what I would tell you, is that you are not alone. I hear this all the time. this is really and truly where most people come into the program. They need it. They need someone right away. And then they go to an agency because an agency tells them that they're going to, oh, we're just going to match you. It's like the place where Nika said she worked when she first started. And she told me what that looked like, right, Nika? It's like you never really have the same client.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, we work with a multiple clients. So you will be working with one client, but only for a short period of time, and then you'll be sent over to another client. So you really don't get to spend a lot of time with one CEO. So and that short span of time, it's not enough to get to know, like, you get to know the client, so and then you'll be transferred again, and then it's really kind of confusing on the part of the CEO who's working on this and that. So here comes the all sorts of problems there.
Yes, and so Infinity Dawn said, "Yep, that's what I did, and I got screwed." Well, so here's the I mean here's the cold hard facts. This is just the truth of the matter. You're just going to have to stop, and you're just going to have to do this. Whether you do it with me or not, you are better off doing this yourself, getting, just doing what needs to be done because you will be able to catch your breath afterwards and catch up. And and if you don't make time for this now, you are not going to have time for anything. If you don't make time for this now, you are not going to have time for anything. So, yeah, Joanna said she did it in 2 weeks. I just got off a call who just had a super successful hire. She's so happy. She transitioned. She pivoted from being a lawyer to being a mindset coach, and like huge shift. And she hired this great VA. And she said from very beginning of like the day one of taking my course to having him working inside of her business was 17 days. So, okay, and let's talk about launch real quick, and then we'll go to the video. So, what I was going to say about launching, I wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you this because it is pretty amazing. Okay, what you're looking at is this is our launch, okay, and this is our master sheet for our launch. And I want you to see. Let me see. Can they see this, Nika? Hold on. Let me look at
What?
the. Yeah. I mean, I know it's small, but I'm going to talk you through it. So I want you to look at the links. I mean, the tabs at the bottom. Okay. Links, purchases, Facebook group content. Okay. Notice on here, it's like what time we posted it, what the link was, what the copy was, what the comments were, the prompts that we put in the workshop. It's all right here. Our Facebook ads. Okay. This is where Nika keeps her to-do list. Here's all of our live stream links. Here's questions that people ask. Or no, not that people ask. No, wait. These are text reminders. So, I told you we send those SMS reminders. That's there. Here's the prizes. Who got what prizes? Here's our countdown posts. Here are the people that are lined up for spotlight interviews. Here's every email that we send during this launch and the open rates and the click-through rates. Here are all of our social media posts. Here are testimonials, tons of testimonials that we want to post. Here are affiliate emails that we send to our affiliates to send out. Here are all of our YouTube content that is about VA stuff. What does GT mean, Nika? I don't even know what this is.
That's
GT.
group chat
Oh,
messaging.
right. Okay. Then more emails. Also, I want to show you like what's on the links. Hold on. On the links, this is, I'd asked Nika to compile a spreadsheet of our comparisons, our sales comparison. That's here highlighted in yellow. All the important links, all the landing pages, all the infographics, like all of that is here. So So we're, I mean, I could never, I could never be successful launching this program and getting it off the ground. As you can see, the incredible amount of work. I mean, for a lot, like you got a reminder to be here or you got tagged to be here. You either got a reminder via text message or email or both. Um, and, you know, if you ask for something in the comments and you needed a link to something, Nika is the person who is going to grab that and provide that for you or someone else on our team. So it is like, it is, there's so much behind the scenes. And you know what I just thought of, Nika? Here's what I'm going to do. Do not kill me because I
Okay.
know you hate when I do stuff last minute like this. But I am going to, anybody who is live right now, anybody who purchases Front Row CEO live right now, you are going to get you are going to get invited to, we only are doing this for our VIP community. It is um, live launching made easy, where you're going to see every piece of the launch and you're going to get a copy of a version of that spreadsheet, and we're going to show you like how we launch from beginning to end. You're going to get access to that training, and it's going to be a live training, and you're welcome to bring your VA to that as well. But that is only going to happen until we go off the air here, and it's frontrowceo.com. And if you don't know anything about it and you need us to refresh your thank you, Kat. If you need us to refresh your memory, I will I'm going to go through I'll show you a few of the details of um, what's in Front Row CEO. But now, do you guys want to see the video now, Nika's video, real quick? And you keep up, make sure I don't miss any. I can also, during the video, I can answer some questions in the chat as well, if anybody has any. All right, so we're going to share the screen. Okay. Oh, can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing the video.
Oh,
I'm seeing the back end of
okay,
the.
hold on. Let's start it again.
Hi, my name is Nika, and I am a virtual assistant from the Philippines.
All right. We're going to do this one more time. Take two. Take two. StreamYard. Okay, share screen. Okay. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Nika, and I am a virtual assistant from the Philippines. I've worked in an outsourcing company after I graduated college. Just like most jobs in the Philippines, I was working Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But the salary wasn't that great. I was earning $200 per month, but it was okay in the beginning. But let's face it, I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I came to the point where I'm burned out and I am not happy anymore. I decided to quit and get a job online where I noticed that I could get a higher salary and I could work at the comfort of my home. I checked onlinejobs.ph. This is one of the most famous sites where you could look for a remote job. And then I saw Jen's job posting. Jen's job posting says email marketing, lead pages, webinars. And then I think to myself, I got the skill set, so I was confident and then I applied. And here comes the interview. And that was when I met the Jen Lenner. And luckily, I was hired and I couldn't be happier. I can still remember my first day. It was January 8th, 2016. I work as a general virtual assistant. So I manage her Facebook groups, manage her website, I create newsletters, and all the general admin tasks. There are a lot of benefits from working from home, but here are my favorites. First, less commute stress. I really hate wasting time in traffic and it causes me so much frustration. Second, saving money. I got to spend less on gas, food, and clothing. Third, flexibility, time freedom. I got to manage my own schedule. There is no time in and time out. Fourth, work life balance. I get to spend more time with my family, eat with them during lunchtime and dinner, and also I get to spend time with friends and relatives during the weekend. And most importantly, I have now time to exercise. Now that I'm earning more than an average office employee here in the Philippines, I can now help my family. I can treat them once in a while and also contribute to the utilities expense at home. It is the best feeling ever that you can now give back to all the sacrifices that your parents have done for you. We got to travel to some places that we haven't been to. It is my goal and it is now goal achieved.
While working online, I'm achieving my goals one step at a time. Working with Jen doesn't really feel like employer-employee relationship. It is not purely do what I told you to do. She is also helping me to be creative, which is something that I really like. It gives me a challenge to think outside of the box, to think what is best for our clients, and to do more for our projects. I got the sense of responsibility to make sure that we are over delivering, and I feel so happy that our clients also appreciates me so much. They are the best, and that is all possible because of Jen's awesome leadership. She is very appreciative and she acknowledges all my work, whether small or big.
As cliche as it may sound, going to work doesn't feel like work because of my wonderful team. I love being a virtual assistant and I love helping my clients offload their tasks so they could focus on their genius. I'm happy doing the sales page, the automation, the social media graphics, while my client is doing the things that move the business forward. Could it be a sales webinar or one on one coaching? And I can still see myself with this job for a very long time. So if you are thinking about hiring a Filipino VA, know that it could be one of the best decisions you will ever make as long as you do the right thing from the very beginning. And we have a lot of videos that can help you with that. We will add the link below. We also have a free 3-day live workshop happening soon where we will help you find and train your perfect match virtual assistant. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you want more VA life stories, please let us know in the comments. I can't hear you now, Jen.
I said, "Yay." Um, so I so good, Mika. She's like, "I cringe when I see that." But we all nobody likes to see themselves on video, but you did a beautiful job. And the thing is, like, I had zero to do with that. I just asked her, "Can you just make a video to tell your story?" And then that's what she came up with. And I just think it's amazing and I love it. And yeah, and everybody's saying here in the comments that you're amazing. Um, so it is nice to see that people, it's just nice to see that. So thank you. Okay, so someone was asking about, first of all, let me make it very clear. They were like, so Front Row CEO teaches you how to hire. It's not affiliated with like a brokerage or something. Like, no, I am anti that. I'm very anti that. So this is, you are actually getting a system. So you're not just learning, because who wants another course? Like, I get it. Everybody's too busy to like watch another course. This is more like, yeah, there's a video. So you're going to watch like a 5-minute video, but then underneath that is the actual document that you're going to copy to do your job posting. And I tell you where to post it. Okay. I tell you what to say. And then when the vetting starts, which someone asked, like, what does that look like? Well, that's what the program shows you. But basically what you need to know is that there are multiple steps. It is, and that is why our program works, is because we screen so well. So so I got lost in my own brain. So yeah. So then there's the vetting process, and and then you're going to hire your perfect match virtual assistant based on everything that we show you. Oh, I know where I was going. So every single step of the vetting process has an actual, like, either cheat sheet, PDF. We give you the words, like, you don't have to think. And we show you how to set yourself up before the person starts so that you're not scrambling. And then, yeah, so it's really very much a system. I would say more than like a traditional course that you've ever taken. And then we want you to do that. Like agencies stink because they don't know you, and also the other thing about an agency, like you heard Nika say, she was making $200 a month. They charge you $15 an hour, and they're paying a VA $2 an hour, and it's not, it's not, it's just, it doesn't work, and people never have good experiences with that. I should say never, but I would just say it's like it's just set up to be disastrous, if you ask me. um let's see here. I love not thinking. Me too. I think I saw a T-shirt the other day that I need to order. It's like, hang on a minute, I need to overthink this. Um, so Akanksha is answering Jennifer, says you have to do some work to hire your VA. And the beauty is whenever you want to hire again, you just follow the process and you will hire again. It's not an agency that will find a VA for you. Yeah. I mean, that is what I love about it, is that you don't have to do it again. Your VA is going to then learn the system and build your team after that. Question about pricing. I just paid $2,000 for the course, but now I see it's actually another $14.97 for the vetting of the VAs. I thought that was part of the cost. I'm so glad that you asked that question. So some of you are going to see a pop-up after you purchase. No, don't worry about that. The pop you're going to if when you purchase the course, you may see a pop-up. We're testing something out, and it's an offer. It's like a very limited offer, and that's why it's like only in that moment when you get to the page where we tell you that we will find your VA for you. But part of that is that you still have to have the course, because you still have to know the system, and you still have to be set up for your trial week. So you still have to do work, but we're going to do that part for you. And basically what it is an upsell. So you're paying an additional amount for that very labor intensive service that we are offering to you. But the reason that we're not discussing it right here and now is for that very reason. It's very limited, and we're testing this out because we can only do it for so many people, right?
Yeah.
So you could just exit out of that. There's a little link or a sentence below that says, no, I don't want this, or something like that, and it'll just take that away. I used a well-known Australian-based company that lied about how much they paid their VAs in the Philippines. The VA and I figured out the discrepancy like 4 months in, and both quit. So much money stolen. I'm very sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's just not a good model. It's just not. Yes, give me a template and I can rule the world. I mean, I love a template. I don't care what it's for. Like, here's what I say is that it's very formulaic. And so if you can follow a recipe of like a Duncan Hines chocolate cake, you could do this. There's just a lot more ingredients, right? And but you can do this if you can follow a recipe. Yes, and they're very customizable. So Joanna says, I started with Jen's templates, but easily customize them to my own needs. Okay, so I think since we still have some people hanging out, what I should do is just review real quick, like what actually Front Row CEO is and like what you get. Right, Nika? I should probably do that. How do you pay your overseas VAs? We recommend, like, there's several ways to do that. So, and we give you all of that in the program, but basically, there's PayPal, there's TransferWise, which is now called Wise. There's Payoneer. There's a lot of good ones. That's super easy. Will we get templates on a sales funnel? No. Sales funnels and all of that stuff we have. I don't think we don't have that in the. No, that's it. We have that in our Front Row VIP program, which is all about marketing and stuff, which we do invite our CEOs into when they finish the program. So you have access, your VA has access to our entire marketing library of all of that. Yeah, and Joanna asked her VAs how they want to be paid, and that's a great way to do it, asking them what works best for them. And they will typically say like one of those 3 or 4 platforms. Allison started another CEO in the house. Hey, Allison, I started with Jen's templates, but then my VA customized them for my business. Yeah, thank you for saying that. You get 4 weeks of live support from us, really 5, because there's 5 calls. There's the welcome call, then there's the 4 board meetings. And let me just open up the slides so that we don't have any confusions.
And we also have an implementation week. So, that's an additional also right after module 2, Jen.
Right, if they want to take it. That's right. I mean, because they can go through the course at their own
Yeah.
pace.
All right.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. So, am I sharing my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Faro CEO is the only implementation program of its kind that not only shows you how to hire, train, and manage a virtual assistant, but also how to leverage the help of your new virtual assistant to implement and execute these systems inside your business for you. So the promise is after 4 weeks or sooner, you will have hired your VA, onboarded your VA, and have your systems in place. So like Akanksha just said, you get access to 4 live support calls. We call those board meetings, and actually 5, including the welcome call. There's some happy looking CEOs. And then these are now obviously this is like just a high level view of the modules. Again, there's a lot of videos, but they're short. So the actual time you spend watching the program is really not that long. But we talk about laying the groundwork in module 1 so you're ready, so you're not scrambling once the resumes or the applications come in. Number 2, this is module 2 is the heaviest part of the course. That is when you're actually hiring. That is from job post to trial week. Then in module 3, it's all about how to onboard successfully, because I really believe that 95% of problems can be avoided if we onboard correctly, right? Setting expectations from the very beginning. And we show you how to do that. And we also show you how to manage on an ongoing basis. And then module 4 is all about the systems. So this is more detail about each module. But again, this is not inclusive. This is just sort of like a snippet of what you're going to find in module 1. So we talk about what a system actually is, the front row CEO mindset, how to create a system, process overview, choosing your project management platform, setting yourself up for success, laying the groundwork. And we talk about keeping yourself safe and tax concerns. And just so you know, there really are none. Job posting, like what does that look like? How to do it? How to set up your account with job posting service? The job application, evaluating the applicants, responding to the applicants. We give you your test task to give to them, evaluating those test tasks, how to do a Google form interview, and then what your live interview, your Zoom interview looks like, how to hire a specialist, how to hire in the US, UK, or Canada, how to do a paid trial week, how to make the offer, how to get prepared for the onboarding, and then how to make a never-ending task list for your virtual assistant so you're not scrambling for stuff for them to do. In module 3, that's all about the management, the day-to-day stuff, the onboarding and the management, the secrets to a long-lasting relationship, how we use this awesome thing we call the daily VA report to stay in communication, what to do when you say, holy crap, I'm not ready. What does day-to-day should look like with your VA, how to make magic together, how to do a 90-day review, the salary model, bonuses, surprising and delighting them. Like, how does that look? What is the schedule for the bonuses? Which Allison Lane, by the way, if is not published, will be published soon because you asked for that. And let's see here. The systems, module 4 is all about the systems. And like I said, This is every single thing has a template, a checklist, a flow chart, and what to say, the copy. And then the private support community. So this is better than any Facebook group you'll ever join because it is truly a lifesaver. No, it's not going to save your life, but it is truly valuable because
Yeah.
if you can imagine, do you need to interrupt me, Nika?
No, no, no.
If you can
Sorry.
imagine, you're like, you're in there with other people who are in the exact same boat as you. And so you get to share ideas for the test tasks and for like the tasks in general. Like, what kind of tasks are you going to give to your VA? I don't know. What are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to do this. Look at what I did for my, welcome video. Look at how I'm going to uh, look at this trial week board that I did and like, look at this idea. So the ideas are golden. I learned so much. We get so much great stuff out of there to put in the program. And then the other thing is, let's say you interview 5 people. They're fantastic, but you hire one person. Those other 4 people might have been really strong candidates. You get to fill out a quick and easy form that we share with everybody else in the community to basically create a pool of qualified applicants. So now you have this whole other resource that you can hire from if you need to. So then we threw in all these bonuses, like the one that I just announced today, which was like totally off the cuff for the live launching Made Easy workshop. And then you're going to get all of our systems. You're going to get our Front Row CEO content planning system, which shows you how we create content for 3 months at a time, strategic content. You're going to get course updates for life. And then our mic drop bonus that we talked about earlier. We're going to train your VA by giving them access to their very own course called Front Row VA. And then they're going to get access to my team's office hours, live support that my team is going to offer to your VA. And we've been doing this for a while. VAs show up, they have questions about technical issues, communication issues, whatever it is. Not like they're going and tattling on you. They're just saying, hey, how do I address this situation? Do you have any tips? Or, how do I use the Facebook tracking pixel? I don't know, like technical stuff. And, I don't even bat an eyelash at valuing this at $6,500, but that's not what your investment is. Your investment is $1,997. Or you could do 3 payments of $733. And also, for the people who pay in full, you're going to get this is a beautiful planner. It really is very beautiful. And this is part of the creating those 3 months worth of content in just a few hours is done with this content planning system in the form of this beautiful planner. It's going to arrive at your front door. We're going to ship that out to you today. And then I have a bunch of testimonials here. This is the VA I was telling you about earlier, Neek, where Emily's been with him for a while now, and she tagged me on this, and she was telling him happy anniversary, and I get tagged on that stuff all the time. Here's a link. If you go to jenlehner.com/CEO case study, you can look at people. Maybe you'll see someone here in your industry, and you can listen to them tell you about the program. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee because I feel so strongly that you're not going to ask for a refund because you're going to have success with this program. And when you sign up, so this is what the sales page looks like. These are the buttons that you press: one-time payment or the monthly payment option. This is the checkout page that you're going to see. And this is the confirmation page. However, I think before you see this, you may see that pop-up that was just mentioned. Okay. And that's only going to be there for that moment. You'll make a decision as to whether or not you want to do that. You'll close it out. Then you'll see this confirmation. Then look for an email from me and from Kajabi with your login information. Make sure you save those emails and whitelist them. and then you're going to go over here to log in. That's what your login portal looks like. It's on Kajabi. Wonderful platform. We run our whole business on Kajabi. And then you're going to see your library. And we've thrown in a couple of, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but a couple of bonus courses in there. We don't want you to really mess with those yet. We really just, those are for reference. We really want you to focus on just Front Row CEO. Okay. Just like put your blinders on and focus on that. And I think, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to stop the screen and look at what we have here. Is the Front Row VA portion available after the first VA has been hired? Yes. So I would have access to both or only the CEO. Yeah. So Front Row VA is, you're going to be able to give that to one VA, 5 VAs, whatever. The only thing we ask is that you let us know, like if somebody ever leaves, so we can just remove them. But yeah, you're not that, you might not decide to take the program. You might not be freed up until October. That's fine. You can start in October and your VA will still be able to have access to Front Row VA. Shonda did not get login. Okay. We'll check on that right away. And
we replied to your email, Shanda. So
you replied to it? Okay.
I did reply.
Okay. So awesome. Thank you, Magdalene. It's been so much hanging out with you. You've been to just about everything we've done this week, and I really appreciate it because I know it's like super late at night, early in the morning for you. Okay, and speaking of, so if you haven't been in the workshop, then you haven't like seen any of the workshop. We did 3 days of workshop. The first 2 had homework exercises that I think are very eye-opening exercises and are going to help you when you do join the program, or even if you don't, when it's time to hire. And yes, so thank you for that, Nika. You could go and see the replays of that. We're going to leave them up for a couple more days. And it's at jensprograms.com/workshop-replay. Okay, Shonda, we're going to get you all hooked up. We're about to end now, but you know what we're going to need to do? Oh no, never mind. That was already done. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, everybody. And Nika, especially thanks to you. You did a beautiful job. Thank you so much. And I'm excited for everybody. Oh, the sign up link. It's frontrowceo.com. Yep. So we're going to see who joined up during the live so you can get that extra random last minute bonus that we added for the launch workshop. And I'm going to put it in the chat. Oh, thank you, Nika. Beat me to it, of course, as usual. Okay. All right. And then what do we have for the rest of the week? We
have something for tomorrow. I'm not sure if we are going to announce it yet, but we do have.
Give me a hint.
We do have. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a webinar. It's the webinar.
Oh, right. Okay. And then we're going to have, I'm in the car. Can I sign up right after? Can you put your name in there so we'll know who that is? It just says Facebook user. And then we'll make a note of your name and we will honor that because we definitely don't want you doing this in the car. And in fact, I hope you're pulled over now. But yeah, just put your name in there. Oh yeah. Thank you, Kat. We've got interviews. We're just lining up interviews. We've invited everybody who's ever been in Front Row CEO. We've invited them to come and do like little spotlight interviews. We're just, 15-minute little interviews. So you can ask people who have been in the program. They'll give you a straight up answer of, what their experience was. So you can ask specific questions. And the other thing that we're going to do, because it worked so well the other night, like normally I'm in my pajamas by 7 p.m., honestly, if you want to know the truth. But I came back to the office and at 7 p.m. the other night, and we had just a really casual, just Q&A. I enjoyed it so much. So I'm going to do that several more times. Okay. So thank you, everyone. And
we're giving away our prizes, Jen, for the most engaged.
Yes.
Okay, so congratulations to Shana.
Shonda and Calvina. Woohoo! Okay, congratulations. You won your $25 dollar Amazon gift card. We'll send that to you right away, but you have to send an email to support@jenlehner.com. Okay. Um, yeah, thank you. God, you're so fast, Nika. Support@jenlehner.com. And then we'll get that to you today. Congratulations. We just, it's nice to like it's so nice to have you so engaged, and we want to reward you for that because first of all, if you know about the Facebook algorithm, like if you're more engaged, then there's a better likelihood that more people are going to see this live stream and join as well, and we can help them find a VA. But also, it really just makes it so much more fun for us, so we don't feel like we're talking into some void. All right. But did we get the name of the person?
Yeah,
Um,
we got it, Jen. It's Calvina.
I mean, she's the person who is going to join, who's driving.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I missed that. Yay. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Nika, a million thank yous to you.
Thank
And we'll
you.
see you all soon. Bye bye.
Thanks, everyone.